Well, hello there, folks, and welcome to episode 15 of the B.R.O Scouting Vlogs 2026. It is a milestone, folks, because it is the last one. Because next week, buck season opens, gun season opens here in Game Zone 4. So that means the next time we'll be coming to you from the deer stand. So let's go through here one final time. Take a look at what we got moving around over here. We still got bulluses, muscadines, wild grapes hanging everywhere. White mushrooms are everywhere. So the deer aren't hitting the corn like they have been because they got all this other food source. So anyway, it's beyond crunch time. Season's fixing to open actually in 7 days. It'll be open, so buck season is here for 2 weeks. And it is horns only for 2 weeks, and then by September 15, we can start using all of our tags, which means they're all set to go to the fry pan. Anyway, so let's go see what we got moving around on this final week of episode 15 for the B.R.O Scouting Vlogs 2026. Y'all come right along with us one more time. Whew. Me and Captain Buster come over here with, like I said, the season opens in a week. Y'all hang on. This is the ground blind that Captain Buster and Josh put together last week. This is over here at the Field Pot Farm.
Me and Eric put it.
Yeah, Captain Buster and Eric got it looks like a big outhouse. It does. It looks great. And
See, what I'm gonna do is put me some little saplings or whatever, and just put me some bungee cords up there and hang some limbs right there, because see, you look through there,
yeah, you can see through it. Yeah, you're gonna need to get you something to break up that outline.
Right.
Okay, yeah. But this is the second small farm Captain Buster has got access to, and we're fixing to find out what's moving around over here. Been having some camera troubles, and they've been eating the corn up, but we hadn't been able to see what's been moving around. First 2 weeks is bucks only. Can't use doe tags till after the 15th. But Gary hung a new camera, new B.R.O camera here. We're gonna pull the card and see what we got moving around over here. Walking back here on the farmstead, I was trying to be quiet. I thought I heard, I was wondering if I bumped something coming back in here, and I heard a rifle shot close, and it had me a little bit concerned. But anyway, the drama. It is really, really quiet back here. But I'm gonna grab my camera and see what we had moving around over here on the farmstead. There's still a pile of corn back here, which Captain Buster usually refreshes it about every day. Got a long pile, even got another pile back there behind the stump. All right, let's get this thing pulled and see what we got.
So cute. Chicken liver.
It's both of them sound like I was dragging something.
Yeah, like right up under my feet.
Yeah, that's what I was thought.
Still bumping.
Yeah, I don't get it. Alrighty, folks. Yeah, we first stop. We're at Sand Hill, and Rachel and I have been discussing this thing, and the good folks over at Tide, we make some dang good blinds, and so we what we're going to do, we're going to clean this place up here. We're going to have to come over. They've got rain forecast from like Monday to Friday next week, overcast and raining virtually all week next week. Y'all hang on. And as usual, this is a hot spot right now. I just hope the bucks are still coming out here. We ain't got a lot to clean up here. We just got a few limbs to knock down. The stand is just, it's old and it's falling apart. And so we'd be better off, we're just gonna clear out and put a ground blind right at the base of that tree. It's up the hill a good ways. So a ground blind will work just fine. And two of us could get in it if we wanted to work a cameraman and somebody in the blind and catch one or two of these bucks coming out here. So let's get the cards swapped out here and see what we had moving around this week. Kind of give us an idea of what we're gonna be facing come next week.
couldn't see in there.
They opened up. Yeah, we definitely got some cutting to do down in here. The stand, I think, is in pretty dang good shape. Well, all the corn's gone this week. Hopefully, I think we got the camera situation sorted out. So, okie dokie. Well, we made it down here to Soggy Bottom. I got to get I think that we finally got the camera situation sorted out down here. All the corn is gone this week, so the deer maybe have eaten most of the muscadines down here. We'll look when we go right down the road here, because there's a massive vine that was hanging in fruit. We'll look at that here in just a minute. Okay, Rachel's getting the feeder refilled. We'll swap out the card here. It looks like the panel is mostly facing the sun anyway, but I think we got this sorted out last week. Hopefully we got some footage for y'all this week. These muscadine vines here, folks, have been, the last couple of weeks, they were hanging in fruit here. Well, it's all gone. And I don't see any on the ground. Of course, the deer are gonna pick up, well, the varmint's gonna pick up everything that's on the ground. I do not see any more. I see one or two still hanging up there in the vines right there. Let's see. Well, I see one long grape right there in the center of the screen. Well, what that means is that most all of them have fallen or have been eaten. Well, that'll give us a week for the appetite to come back and get them back on the feeders again. Rachel found one, but that's the thing. You got to look pretty hard to find them now. Boy, those things are. That thing feels juicy. What these things are for? Oh, that's good. Golly, those things are sweet. That's what the deer like so much. Rachel, I'll show y'all. Rachel put up some muscadine jelly here a couple of days ago. Oh my goodness. And it turned out beautiful. I'll show it to you right here. Ain't that awesome? That's gonna go good on some hot biscuits. Berries hanging on that vine either, and they were loaded last week, so they about played out. reroute this one. Or put a ground behind up.
I see some curls.
Alrighty, we here at Persimmon, right on top of this big sand hill. But as the crow flies, this we call it sand hill is on the other side of this big hill. Rachel said seemed like there was a few kernels left here. Yeah, it looks like there are just a few. The turkeys were hitting it hard this week. That was mostly what I was getting notified, as that it was the turkeys. Oh yeah, that's all that's left. Ain't much of a salt left. Oh. Alrighty, well, let's get the B.R.O X60 Pro cellular pulled to get the files off of it and see what happened here this week at Persimmon. This is going to be a good one. That was my backside, my lower back.
Notice anything?
Yeah, a regular old lawnmower would do fine here. That's what your mama did for years. I can't remember if I used a sling blade here last week. Well, I for sure got to do it this week. Ain't nothing left. Ain't a kernel left. Okay. All right, Rachel and I have made it to Big Plot. This is the central hub of the property. I know y'all have heard me say that before, but it's true. This is I think more deer pass through here than anywhere else on the property. They've been flat working on that new block we dropped off last week. Look at how shiny it is on the top. Ain't just little teeny pieces left here. And the leaning feeder of a Big Plot. The varmints work on that thing. Oh, let's get the card pulled and see what happened here this week.
Would you pull the lid off?
Yes, I will. back here help cover you. The least the more you can leave up there. Some literally growing right up under the stand. That'll have to be cut. See, the grass ain't terrible right here yet, but it could get that way after the 15th. You can shoot anything. I don't think we have any. Get past it because I'm gonna have to sling blade it every week. Alrighty, next to last stop, Middle Road. This was always one of my favorite stands. I had back we got this property like in 2008, 9 in that vicinity. We've had this little place a long time, and this was one of the first places I put a stand. Was on this little road right here, on the Middle Road. We went right through the middle of the property. And man alive, we would plant a food plot and all that on it, turnips and greens and stuff like that. And we would, y'all hang on. We'd just plant the plot right down the road here. And like I said, turnips, greens, peas, and stuff like that. And I can't tell you how many deer that I took just crossing the road. They weren't even, they were just crossing from one side to the other, or either side. Y'all look back at some of the old still hunting videos from 2012, 13, 14 in there, you'll see me in this stand here on Middle Road. It's a dang good one. Let's see what we got moving, if we got anything here this week. This is my maybe work, maybe not work camera. See, on the left side of the road, you can see here all the limbs down this side need to be trimmed where you can see down the road. Anytime it's going over the stand, then it's going to be covering stuff. Alrighty, folks, we made it down to Outlaw. Everything was malfunctioned at Middle Road, everything. That's I used to call it my 50-50 camera. Now it's probably my 30-70 camera. Works about 30% of the time. But I just don't have anything else to put there. We were out of batteries, out of big batteries, out of AA batteries. We were just out of everything. So that's just the way it is. We try to keep solar chargers on as many as we can, but the ones that don't have solar chargers, it can be, batteries are expensive. It can be a pill to keep batteries on. All right. As always, there's nothing left. Nothing left here, so let's see what we had moving around at Outlaw. We usually don't have any bucks except little tiny bucks that move around on this side early in the season. Well, folks, Rachel and I really appreciate y'all riding along with us. It has been a long summer. And then, as always happens, eventually the time rolls around and deer season's going to be on us here in a week. So the next time you see the dynamic duo here, we'll be coming to you from the deer stand. Like for the first 2 weeks, we can only shoot horns. We can't start using our doe tags until September 15. So anyway, like September 15 is a national holiday. That's called Fry Meat Day. Anyway, guys, we love y'all. If you haven't gotten by Patreon and signed up yet and wondering where a lot of the videos have been, it's because YouTube is after me again. I was in YouTube jail for a week last week over a 5-6-year-old video that hadn't been a problem until they changed their rules again. So anyway, all that being as it is, y'all just keep praying for us. This ministry is going to continue on as long as I can. So until we see you from the deer stand, folks, we hope y'all have a great 2026 season. Wade and Rachel and the B.R.O Scouting Vlogs signing off for 2026. We're going hunting. All right, y'all stay tuned.